Hello and welcome to another video with me, Gav. This video is going to be an inbox review of a kit I got relatively recently for quite a good price. Can't remember exactly what I paid for it, but quite a bit less than RRP, so that was pretty good. Otherwise I wouldn't have bothered. Yeah. So part of my intention over the coming, well, as long as it takes, is to get a collection made up of all the available modern 135 self-propelled howitzers. Luckily, there's not a huge amount, and so that makes the job a little bit easier. I already have the Trumpeter AS90, the British 155mm self-propelled howitzer, and I have the Meng AUF1, which is the French one. And so this was just one that was on my list. So this is the Japanese Ground Self-Defense Forces Type 99 HSP. I know it was off. Made by Trumpeter. So as you can see, the box art is actually a photograph, as I think quite a lot of Trumpeter's newer kits are, which is quite good. I like that, because it gives you a reference photo. Actually, if it's artwork, you don't really know if something's been altered or not. It's a photograph. You know, you get an actual, provides a reference. So as you can see, it's your standard kind of layout. It's I don't know if the tank. I think the tank hull is. I think it's bespoke to this vehicle. I'm not entirely sure though. I don't know much history of it. I don't know much about this vehicle. Obviously you've got and then you're kind of got your standard, as a lot of modern SPGs kind of are. They're quite squat. They're quite square. Unlike a battle tank, which needs to be low and sleek, a lot of angled surfaces to deflect shots, these are mainly armoured against small arms and shell fragments. So, if you shoot this flat bit here with a tank, this thing's just going to go bang. So that's that. That's the box. So inside, sorry if I'll turn it. There we go, it's no glare then. So inside we find a bag containing the one-piece upper hull and the clear sprue. I have a funny feeling there might be another one, but I think so. The clear sprue's here. From what I can tell, the parts look clear. There's not many. It's just, I think there's a couple of beacons, the tail lights, I believe, and some other vision ports and stuff. Actually, for this bit I can sit down now. There we go. So, really nice detail on here. Lots of little panels there. Engine grills. Some little handles moulded in here, but they're quite nice actually. It's free of flash as far as I can see. It's crisp. I don't know how hard the plastic is. I don't know what it will be like to sand and things. So that's that. And then another bag with the one-piece turret. Well, one piece as in, there'll be a bottom to go on it, but in terms of the overall construction, which is nice because it means you don't get any seams to fill down the corners or anything. Again, nice raised rivets, bolt head detail, lots of little panels and things, so that's very nice. I was just wondering if it had the date of when the kit was made on there. I think it's quite a new release. I think it's only a 2012 kit or something, I think this is. We get rubber bits for the wheels, which is quite cool. And because they're moulded on these kind of spider frames, hopefully what it will mean is that actually there's just one little connection point to clean off, and therefore there shouldn't be any other ejection marks or anything. There is a slight seam around the outside of each part, but I'll maybe have a look at reference photos, and they might be there in real life as well, which actually means you can just leave them and it's accurate. Maybe a bit of sanding will just take that off though. One piece lower hull. That's detailed as much as it needs to be, I guess. Bolt detail and stuff again on here is nice. So that's all that's in there. Just put that back out of the way. So all the sprues are individually wrapped, which is nice. So this one contains each half of the gun. I don't really like that, but it's quite complex. I don't know if you're going to get a metal version of this because it's got I don't know what these are, but you see them in quite a lot of tank guns and stuff. Maybe something to help with the recoil or something, and it's got quite a complex flash head. I don't know if you'll get a metal turned barrel for this. It's quite a new kit as well, so I'll probably just have to go with that. Again, looking at the sprue, we've got hatches. What else have we got? Lights, I believe. Towing cable. I might replace that with a wire. Storage basket size of some kind. Tools. Your usual kind of gumph. But everything's cleanly molded. All these small parts. There's no flash or anything, so don't anticipate any problems there. Here we have parts of the hull, turret side hatches, parts of the gun mantlet, I suppose, not really a mantlet, but where it mounts in. Rear door, rear actual hatch, rear of the hull, toolboxes, spare track links, the bottom of the turret. Other hatches and stuff, and I assume, yeah, under there, you can maybe just see it through the plastic, is, I think, storage bin kind of mesh. It's protected nicely by the foam there. Here we've got a small sprue which has got a couple of jerry cans on it, and yeah, just more jerry cans. More jerry cans and the jerry can handles under, which some of them are covered and some of them are not for some reason. Two sprues in here, and two sprues in here which I think are identical, and this has got the suspension arms, road wheels, various handles, tiny little hooks for the side of the hull and side of the turret, tiny little handles. That's just the same sprue, and there's actually 4 of those, so I believe that's just the same. Yep, that's just the same. 2 sprues, drive sprockets and idler wheels, return rollers, some more hatches, and bits and pieces, other detail parts. All these sprues are tracks. Individual track links. Now I don't actually know whether these are supposed to glue together or what. There's no obvious clip system. I don't know whether these are just a case of you glue them and they work like magic tracks or what. I don't know. There seems to be no obvious, you put 2 links together, put another part on, and it traps pins together, allowing it to be flexible, like the ones on the like these ones here, which are for the AUF1. The bottom half of each link is, you don't glue it, and this track pad is a separate part, and it forms, but as you can see it's shit, so they don't really work very well. So I'm hoping they're not them. I can't see any pins that need locking together, and there are track pads here which just seem to then fit into here. However, the box art shows the tracks like this, so maybe they are optional. So I don't know. I had a quick look at the instructions before, and it wasn't immediately obvious. There's just a diagram of the tracks going together. Last sprue is the 50 cal with its gun shield and mounts and stuff. It's nicely rendered. It's free from flash. It's crisp. It's nice. So that's that. There is one small sprue of photo etch fret. It's just engine louvers. That's about it really, nothing much, but it'll add a nice little dimension. and decals, which you can't really see because they're mostly white numbers. I think they're just mostly a whole load of different options of white registration numbers, and that's about it. That's that. Colour painting call out: two-tone camo scheme, kind of tannish kind of brown and green. Not too hard to paint. And the instructions, which are kind of typical Trumpeter, clearly laid out. Not too many parts per step. I mean, that's a step there's just putting suspension arms on and stuff, so that's not too bad. It tells you when you need to make 2 of them, and things like that. See, that's what I mean about the tracks. Nothing about how they glue together, just put them together. So unless it's a case of they glue together and actually you make them up as if they're link in length, because this diagram is quite clear, so you could count all these links and know that, right, I need to put X amount together, glue them together, leave them flat, and they glue as a solid bit. And the same for the top, and you do these little sections and then you just make up some individual links and actually glue them on as you go, which is a bit annoying because it kind of means that it might be quite difficult to put the tracks onto the model, have them set in place, and then take them off, you know, with 1 point split. There might be enough flex in them that you could build it up round there without gluing them to the actual wheels, just by gluing the links to each other, and leave one link out, for example, or just don't glue up the last join. There might be enough flex to then take it apart and lift it off, meaning that you've got your track shape, as you see here, and you can then paint it and then glue it on later on. I will give that a go, and if you can, then hopefully that should be quite easy. So your typical kind of instructions. The travel lock's quite detailed. I mean, and there's hydraulic lines or electronic conduit or whatever it is already kind of molded on some of the parts. That's some really nice detail there. A little bit annoyingly, there seems to be no, not that it matters since they're not Indie-Link flexible tracks, but there's no polycaps with this, so you're going to have to glue the wheels solid, otherwise they'll just fall off. Which is a bit irritating because sometimes it's quite nice to just be able to pop them on. And often I've noticed that some kits come with polycaps for these points here, meaning that when you elevate the gun it doesn't just fall straight back down again. There's enough resistance there. The Challenger 2 I've got and the AUF1 both had that, which allows you to do this and it doesn't fall down. I might see if I've got some spare polycaps that fit, or I'll make some fit, because that would be quite cool on this, because it's got a big gun on it. And if you don't do that, it's just going to fall down. I got to bend some photo etch here for the storage basket, but nice detail. So that's that. So thank you for watching this review. I hope you found it interesting. It's a bit of a, it's not a unique kit as such. It's a self-propelled gun. It's not hugely different really to a lot of other self-propelled guns, but it looks like a nice kit and it should build up into a nice model. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.